It is Tuesday, February 27th, 2024. I just woke up from a dream. Um, alright, so I had to breathe. I had to stretch a little bit. But anyway, you guys got to listen to this. You gotta listen to this whole recording to the end, please. So this dream takes place somewhere. I'm somewhere in this dream. I'm in the streets. In the streets. I'm outside, and I don't know where I'm going, but all I know is that I'm walking in the streets somewhere. I'm in the streets. I look up in the sky. There's people around me, of course. It's me just walking. There's people around me. I guess going about their normal day or what have you. I look up in the sky. As soon as I look up in the sky, it's blue skies now, right? I look up in the sky and I start seeing stars. No, it couldn't have been stars. It couldn't have been stars. It couldn't have been stars. No. It had to been the clouds. I apologize, guys. It had to have been the clouds. It had to be clouds. So I look up in the sky. There's clouds, and they start to form a shape. They start to form a straight line, right? Like a straight line. The clouds formed into like a straight line, and when I looked up, as soon as I looked, I was like, okay, that's weird. But in my mind, while I'm on the street, I'm okay with that for some reason. All right, I'm okay with the clouds looking straight. They formed and they was looking like a straight line because in my mind, I'm looking for the signs. I'm looking for the signs before Christ comes, right? So I'm okay in my mind. I'm okay. As a matter of fact, when I start seeing all this stuff happening in the sky, the clouds forming and moving and swishing in a weird way, forming into a straight line, stuff like that. I was okay in my mind because I think the verse says that you'll start seeing signs in the sky. You'll see the signs in the sky. So when I seen that, I was like, okay, this is it. Jesus is here. Our Lord and Savior is here to free us and get us out of this crazy world. In my mind, I'm look at that because I do it now to this day. I look up in the sky all the time, right? So I see the clouds form into a straight line, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Jesus is here. Jesus is here. So I started jumping for joy in the streets. I started jumping for joy. I was happy, and there was other people, Christians. I don't know. I guess it had to been Christians because we start to see the signs, and obviously, when we see some weird stuff happening in the clouds in the sky, then we know some Jesus is here. Something's about to happen. You know, um, some of us started jumping for joy in the street. Some jumping for joy. So for some reason, my brother was in this dream as well. Like he just kind of came out of nowhere, I guess, in this on this street pavement where I was. Plus, another coworker was a coworker of mine, and I think he's Muslim too. I think my coworker is Muslim or something. But anyway, um, he was there too in my dream. My coworker, one of my coworkers. They like came out. They sprung out of nowhere, like while I'm jumping for joy in the dream. While I'm jumping for joy in the streets, like I'm happy go lucky because I know Jesus is here and He's about to take us away, us followers of Him. I'm jumping for joy. I see my brother and I see my coworker there. They're not jumping, of course. They're not jumping for joy at all. You know what I'm saying? I am, and a few other people on the street are. You know. She said, and I was like, "Yo, this is it. This is it." You know what I'm saying? Get ready. This is it. So, so when I start seeing the clouds form into a straight line, then I look at another part of the sky, like right next to that line. I look, I look, I look and start to see another cloud form, but it was a cloud like a clock, like you guys know, like a stop clock, not even a stop clock, like a regular clock, a countdown clock, I should say, right? So let me re-explain that. There was the cloud with the line that formed into a straight line, right? And then when I looked to the left in the sky, left of that line, I saw a countdown cloud clock. I would say the cloud, the whatever other cloud that was there, it had formed into a countdown clock, and I saw the numbers 12, 11, 10, go just counting down 12, 11, 10, 9. So I immediately I looked to my brother who was on my right hand side, and I told him, we all gotta die. We gotta die. Whoever we gotta die. We gotta die. And I'm telling him that, and he's I guess he listened to me. And my coworker, I told him the same thing. We gotta die. This is it. I could see the clock counting down. I'm not sure if they seen the clock counting down, the cloud clock counting down, but I could see it. I said, we gotta die. We gotta die. You know what I'm saying? This is it. You know. Um. So as the numbers are keep going, 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm bracing myself. I'm getting ready because in my I'm not scared or in fear or anything like that, because I know God Jesus is gonna resurrect me. This is my whole mindset. This is my whole thought process. Right. I'm thinking of, what, I have a gift. I have a I have a gift, or I have a present in heaven, which is the resurrection, which is eternal life. So it's whatever. But in my mind, I'm thinking at the same time, I hope it doesn't hurt. I hope it doesn't hurt, right? And in my mind, as I'm thinking that some arrows, some stars are supposed to spew out and kill everybody, but I'm not seeing that. I ain't see that at all in this whole countdown. I didn't see no stars fall, none of that stuff. Uh, but I was bracing myself for whatever was to come, because I knew we was there. We was gonna perish. Whoever was there was gonna die for some reason. Our fleshly bodies was gonna die on this street that. Anyway, so as I'm looking at the countdown, I think I didn't finish looking at the countdown. I didn't watch it all the way to the end. I just knew it was time. So I just kind of like just waited. You know what I mean? Me, my brother, and my coworker, we just kind of just waited or whatever right there. And then when the countdown ended, everything around me became, I would say, because everything around me turned like black. Like I was in a void, I would say, because this was the only way I could actually see what I seen next. Hey, if you're liking the content thus far, don't forget to press that like button. And if you really, really liking the content and you watching my other videos, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All right? Yeah. So as I said, as the countdown was finishing, like for some reason I was in some sort of void, like all black around me, and then I knew I was still in the streets. I knew I was still in the streets. I knew my brother was still there. My coworker right next to me, I knew he was still there. But for some reason, in order for me to see what I seen next, I had to be in a void, like a dark void. So I'm in this void, this dark void. There's blackness around me, right? and I see in front of me, right? I see in front of me is this animal looking, angel looking, whatever it was, right? I'm trying to explain what this is, guys. And the only way for me to see this animal looking angel, because it had wings, guys. It had wings, but it was like a baby miniature whatever animal. I don't know what animal. If I could describe what animal was, it was like one of those deer looking animals, deer looking with the antlers and stuff like that, right? But this one was a baby one. It was like a baby deer looking antler deer, reindeer or something, that kind of animal. And it had wings and it was floating. It was floating, came down. Like it seemed like the only time I could have seen it was in this black void that surrounded me. But I knew in myself that I was still on the streets with my brother and sister. I was still the, outside in the street with my brother and not my brother and my sister, but my brother and my coworker, right? So this animal comes down, floats in front of me. His eyes lights up. Like I said, had wings. His eyes lights up and shine. Blang, right? Blang, like as if I get hit by a light. And I knew that once that happened, I was gone. It was I was dead. You know what I'm saying? I was gone, right? Because I knew that was it. This angel looking, animal looking, whatever it was, deer, reindeer looking, baby reindeer looking, eyes pop open like a bright light, and boom, there goes the body. My body hits the ground. Flesh has hit the ground now, right? So now I'm back on. Now I'm out of this void. Now I'm on this pavement. I'm in the street, and I'm dead. I'm dying. I'm dying. Like the flesh is dying. Like And right next to me is my brother. He's down too. His flesh is down. The body is down. My coworker's on my left side. He's down as well. Now we're all dead, but we're dying. It's weird. Like I don't know. I don't know. We're dying. That means we're dying. We're still alive in our brain. We can't stand. It's not like we can stand up. Nothing. None. All nerves. Everything is gone. But we're still, I would say, conscious in these bodies of ours. Um, but there's no pain either. For some reason, there's no pain. So everything is gone. But our awareness is still in the body for some odd reason, man. This gets weird, guys. I do apologize if this sounds creepy, but this was in my dream, right? So we're like I said, we're all conscious. I know for sure my brother is conscious because I'm conscious, and my coworker is conscious too. I could tell, you know what I'm saying. But we're dying, and we're on this pavement. We're on this pavement, right? And I don't know if I heard it. I don't think I heard anything. I didn't hear anything, as a matter of fact. Um, but for some reason, I could see out of this body still. I could see. I could still see. It's the only thing I could, as far as any kind of uh, senses, I could still see. I could still look out, right? Now, now let me tell you, like I said before, there's no pain. I don't feel any pain. But I know I'm dying, and I can see my brother there. He's dying too. Like I could see his body twitching, 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 dying. So, so we're on this pavement, right? For some reason, this pavement had a hole. I don't know if it's like a hole or a ditch or a pothole. It was like a long ditch pothole or whatever in the streets while we're laying in the streets. And for some reason, my body started to throw up. Yes, my body started to vomit whatever was in my stomach, I'm vomiting out everything. I'm vomiting. I'm vomiting. I'm vomiting. Like I said, I have no control of the flesh. The flesh is dying, but I'm aware and unconscious in this flesh to know that it's dying, to know that I'm in the state of death. Like the flesh is dying and I'm throwing up, no control. Stuff is coming out of my mouth. I'm aware of it. Coming out, I'm throwing up. I'm throwing, for some reason, the body is throwing up everything inside this ditch, inside this pothole, whatever this pothole in the street was. This long pothole for some reason. We're throwing up. It's not just me throwing up. It's my brother and everybody else. Everybody else there is in the streets is dying. Their flesh is dying, but they're throwing up. Throwing up. Whatever they're throwing up in the body, they're throwing it up. Blah, blah, in the street, in the ditch. In the ditch, in the pothole. It's a deep ditch too. Like, I don't even know why I'm calling it a ditch. It's like a opening in the ground. It was an opening, long opening in the ground. I don't even want to call it a ditch, but that's the closest thing I could call it, like a trench. It was like a trench, but it was a deep trench. Like it, I, it probably extend all the way to the all the way down to the middle of the earth or something like that. I don't know. It's like a breaking in the ground, you know. But we're throwing up everything, whatever, I don't know, whatever food we probably ate in the past that was still in our stomachs and in our bowels or whatever. We're throwing up in this ditch. Like I said, we have no control of the flesh, no control of the body, but I'm aware that something has control of this flesh, this body at this time, and it's making us throw up everything. We're talking about blood. We talking about blood. We talking about everything. We getting like as if somebody is squeezing us out, throwing up, throwing up. I see my brother throwing up, throwing up, throwing up in the pot, in the ditch or whatever. I keep calling it a ditch, but in the trench ground. I see him vomiting, 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 vomiting. I'm vomiting, vomiting, vomiting. No control of the flesh. I'm aware of it though. And I'm, a little bit of part of me in the same time as I'm throwing up. Same time as I'm throwing up, right? I'm thinking in my mind, my faith is like, Jesus gonna resurrect. This is has to happen. Jesus is gonna resurrect us. I have faith in the resurrection. I have faith that I'm gonna be where Christ wants me to be the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in. I tell you, little to no fear came over me that whole time. I knew all this was supposed to happen. You know what I mean? I didn't know it was gonna happen this way, but like I was stuck on the faith that the resurrection. I thought that's all I could. This has to happen. We have to die. We have to die. We have to leave the earth, and then he gonna come back and resurrect us into the new world. This is the whole time I'm thinking as I'm vomiting into this trench, deep trench, a break in the earth. I'm vomiting in it. I'm keeping and holding my faith, and that's where I think that's where the dream ended, man. That's where the dream ended. It was so intense. Like I had to wake up. So intense. Well, what, man? What? Lord, what's? Sometimes I gotta ask the Lord, like, what he showing me, man? What you showing me? Or is this of the world? That's of this. Is this of God? That's the question I should be asking. I don't know. It seemed godly, like with the wings, with the winged animal, that his eyes just kind of like brightened and boom, there goes my flesh, drops to the ground. with the clouds and everything forming, if I could only paint a picture or draw it with you for you guys of how these clouds. I thought at first I thought it was stars, but it couldn't have been stars because it was bright day. It was daylight, blue skies. But these clouds form into a straight line. Well, I don't understand that part. The first clouds that I see formed into a straight line. I guess that was kind of like a signal to tell me that Jesus is here. I guess when things start going weird in the sky, when you start seeing the signs. I guess that was just that. That was just a sign. And then the countdown was so weird. The countdown. I don't know, man. I guess I don't know. I thank you guys for listening. I'll catch you guys later. If you guys and girls made it this far, press that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on my Facebook page, take the time to subscribe to my YouTube page at Notice TV. That's all caps, NOTICE TV. I'll catch you later and may God bless you.